Hi everyone, my name is Alexis Cobian, and I'm going to be running everyone through the digestive system of a horse with household items that I found laying around. I thought it was pretty creative. My roommate's helping out just a little bit, but let's get going. So, the horse is a non-ruminant herbivore. Non-ruminant means that horses do not have multi-compartment stomachs as cattle do. Instead, the horse has a simple stomach that works much like a human's. Herbivores means that horses live on a diet of plant material. The equine digestive system is unique in that it digests portions of its feeds enzymatically first in the foregut and ferments in the hindgut. So, first of all, we use the panda hair to indicate the mouth, and horses grasp food using a combination of the lips, tongue, and the teeth. Horses' lips are extremely tactile when it comes to consuming feed. They can be quite selective, as many of us would have seen powder supplements or pellets in a nice little pile at the bottom of the feed bin. Feeds are mixed with saliva in the mouth to make a moist bolus that can be easily swallowed. 3 pairs of glands produce saliva: the parotid, submaxillary, and the sublingual. Horses will produce between 20 to 80 liters of saliva per day. Saliva contains bicarbonate, which buffers and protects amino acids in a highly acidic stomach. Saliva also contains small amounts of amylase, which assists with carbohydrate digestion. And then that leads us into the esophagus. So the esophagus is lined here, and next to the esophagus would be this pink piece. This is the trachea, and also noted the phrenic nerve leading towards the stomach and the heart region. So this is interesting to know is the esophagus is a simple muscular tube that takes food from the mouth to the stomach. The esophagus is around 1.5 meters in length in a mature horse, as the esophagus is quite long and the horse has very little reflux capacity. Incorrectly chewed or large pieces of feed, such as carrots, etc., can lodge inside of the horse's esophagus and can cause it to choke. This is why it is important to maintain horses' teeth correctly to ensure horses chew their food sufficiently, as well as stopping horses bolting their feed down without chewing their feed. And that leads us into the stomach. So the stomach, esophagus finally leads out here to the stomach, this piece right here. The stomach of the horse is small in relation to the size of the animal. It makes up only 10% of the capacity of the digestive system, or 9 to 15 liters in volume. In the stomach, feed is mixed with pepsin, an enzyme that digests proteins, and hydrochloric acid to break down solid particles. The rate of passage of feed through the stomach is highly variable, depending on how the horse is fed. Passage time may be as short as 15 minutes when the horse is consuming a large meal. If the horse is fasted, it will take 24 hours for the stomach to clear. And this leads us into this small intestine. I noted this to be connected to the stomach, and this would be the small intestine right here. Digestive process through the stomach into the small intestine. The small intestine is approximately 28% of the horse's digestive tract. It is 15 to 22 meters long and has a volume of 55 to 70 liters. This is the major site of digestion in the modern performance horse. The small intestine is broken into 3 sections: duodenum, jejunum, and the ileum. Saliva horse contains only small amounts of amylase, and there's little actual digestion that occurs in the stomach of most horses. Most digestion, therefore, occurs in the small and large intestines. Although the intestine itself secretes some enzyme, the pancreas releases by far the greatest amount. In the small intestine, the digestive processes are similar to those of other monogastric animals, but are activity of several of the enzymes in the chyme, in particular amylase, are lower in other monogastric animals. So, also need to note that this is the pancreas, and right behind the stomach, this would be the liver, heart just sitting behind one of the lungs. I didn't note both of them, but this is one of the lungs. And then this would be the spleen, noted by this piece of paper, and then kidney followed through until we hit the bladder, and then the large intestine connects from the small intestine after then, and reaching towards the cecum, and then from this end you finally reach the rectum. But we'll get to explaining all that. Pancreatic enzymes will help digest the food carbohydrates, digestive sugars, and starches. Proteases break proteins down into amino acids. Lipases and bile from liver is added to emulsify fats and to suspend fat in water. Bile constantly flows into small intestine from liver because horse does not have a gallbladder, which to sort it. Pancreatic juices also contain some alkaline bicarbonates, which buffer the acid ingesta, leaving the stomach and help maintain an optimal environment for the functioning of the digestive enzymes. So, and then we lead into explaining the cecum. Cecum is a blind sac approximately 1.2 meters long that can hold around 28 to 36 liters of feed and fluid. The cecum is a microbial inoculator fat. Similar to the rumen in a cow, the microbes break down the feed that was not digested in the small intestine, particularly fibrous feeds like hay or pasture. Large colon consists of the right and left ventral colons. Dorsal colon is about 3.5 meters long and will hold 86 liters. Microbial digestion continues, and most of the nutrients made through the microbial digestion are absorbed here, as well as B group vitamins produced by the bacteria and some trace minerals and phosphorus. The ventral colons have a sacculated construction that resembles a series of pouches. This design facilitates the digestion of large quantities of fibrous materials, but due to its design can become a large risk factor to the colon. And in the small colon, approximately is the same length as large colons, but only has a diameter of roughly 10 centimeters. By now, the vast majority of the nutrients have been digested, and what is left cannot be digested or used by the horse. The main function of the small colon is to reclaim excess moisture and return it to the body. This results in fecal balls being formed. These fecal balls, which are the digested and most indigestible portion of what are fed, some 36 to 72 hours, are then passed to the rectum and expelled as manure through the anus.